Welcome to TTV News with some last event in Tay Ninh province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on March 24, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chairs a national online conference between the Prime Minister and representative of state-owned enterprise team continuously innovating, improving operational efficiency, mobilizing resources of state-owned enterprise in socio-economic development.
Attending the conference, there were Deputy Prime Ministers, leaders of ministry, branches and representatives of agencies of 63 provinces and cities, the Committee for the Management of State Capital and Enterprises and leaders of groups, state corporations, state-owned enterprises in the form of online. At Tay Ninh Point, there was the attendance of Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc. Representatives of ministries, departments, branches, corporations, and businesses have many opinions around the problem and difficulties that state enterprises are facing to solve problems, especially associated with the implementation of Decision number 360 of the Prime Minister approving the project restructuring state-owned enterprises, focusing on economic growth and state-owned corporations in the 2021-2025 period. Secondly, state-owned enterprises have many resources but have not used them effectively, so the resources are not commensurate with their potential and advantages. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized that enterprise governance has been slow to innovate and has not kept pace with the scale of assets managed by enterprises. The determination of the value of land use rights, advantages of land lease rights, and the low accuracy of the enterprise rent value may be the reason why the equitization and the investment of state capital has not yet reached the plan. Immediately after this conference, the government will issue a resolution with tasks and solutions to promote innovation and improve efficiency in order to mobilize resources of state-owned enterprises in socio-economic development in the coming time.
Also on March 24, the Ministry of Information and Communication have an online conference to promote the program of supporting small and medium enterprise in digital transformation in 2022, chaired by Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Nguyễn Huy Dũng. Attending as Tay Ninh response, there were Mr. Nguyễn Tấn Đức, Director of the Department of Information and Communication, and leaders of other departments.
The conference implemented the project to determine the index of assessing the level of digital transformation of enterprises and support them in digital transformation, with the goal of issuing a unified set of the Enterprise Digital Transformation Index as a tool and measure to evaluate the readiness and level of the digital transformation of enterprises, production and business establishments sharing in the whole country. It has brought half its business determine what state they are in the digital transformation process so that they can have a suitable roadmap, plan and solution for digital transformation, helping them to grow faster and stronger, has just created an overall picture of digital transformation of enterprises, development of digital enterprises in each industry, field, region, along with the whole country in service of management and development policy. Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Đường, Deputy Director General in charge of Corporate Governance, Ministry of Information and Communications, answered questions from Mobifone, VNPT, and Provincial Departments of Information and Communications around the issue of supporting small and medium enterprises. Mr. Nguyễn Huy Dũng outlined 8 new points in digital transformation in 2022. Among them, there are key contents such as deploying to assess 63 out of 63 provinces and cities, forming a network of consulting digital transformation, organizing a network of community digital transformation to the commune level, having a set of assessment indicators as a measure in digital transformation, diversifying communication channels from the central to local levels, promoting the image of digital transformation into digital transformation in enterprises, stimulating the level of support for digital transformation in small and medium enterprises.
Vice Chairman of Tay Ninh Provincial People's Committee Dương Văn Thắng on March 24 has a meeting with the delegation of Tay Ninh Provincial Young Inter-Renewal Association before leaving for the 7th National Congress of Vietnam Young Inter-Renewal Association, turn of 2022-2025 in Hanoi.
The Congress will be held in 2 days of March 30 and 31st with the participation of 800 delegates who are typical young entrepreneurs in the whole country. On this occasion, the Vietnam Gold Star Award 2021 will also be held to honor the top 10, top 100, and top 200 of typical Vietnamese brands. Mr. Ngô Trần Ngọc Quốc, Chairman of Tay Ninh Provincial Young Entrepreneurs Association, said that its delegation attends the Congress, including 11 delegates, in which 2 enterprises receiving the Vietnam Gold Star Award 2021, which are Hùng Duy Import-Export Trade Technology Service Company Limited and Tân Ngọc Lực Company Limited. Over the past time, under the heavy impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, however, the businesses in the province have unanimously overcome difficulties, achieved many positive results in business, and made significant contributions to the province's epidemic prevention control, as well as activities to take care of people's lives. Mr. Dương Văn Thắng delivered a congratulatory speech and praised the businesses that received the Vietnam Gold Star Award in this round, and at the same time expected the delegates attending the Congress to be fair, wise, and consultative to elect voters and talented people to join the Executive Committee of Vietnam Young Entrepreneurs Association for the new term, contributing to promoting the economic development of the whole country, especially in the current period of economic recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic. Recently, Tay Ninh Provincial Public Employees Union held a meeting of the grassroots trade union in the first quarter and set out directions and tasks for the second quarter of 2022. According to the general assessment of activities in the first quarter, trade unions at all levels will perform a number of key tasks and attracted a large number of cadres, civil servants, public employees, and laborers to participate. In the direction and tasks of the second quarter, with the focus on taking care of union members, the Tay Ninh Provincial Public Employees Union continues to inspect the implementation of policies and regimes for cadres, civil servants, and public employees, supervise the implementation of policies and regimes for employees, continue to mobilize cadres, civil servants, public employees, laborers to maintain the rotating capital contribution group without profit, organize visits to cadres, civil servants, public employees, laborers, and union members in difficult circumstances, sickness, filial piety, mobilize to participate in blood donation and social charity activities, propose to build a trade union shelter for union members in difficult circumstances to return home. The Standing Board of Tân Biên District Party Committee had just held the 17th meeting of District Party Executive Committee, the 12th term 2020-2025 tenure, to evaluate the performance of socio-economic and national defense security tasks, party building work, leadership work, to direct the tasks of the first quarter of 2022, set the direction and key tasks of the second quarter of 2022. In the first 3 months of 2022, Tân Biên District Party Committee focused on leading and directing on levels of party committees, agencies, units, mass organizations from the district to grassroots to well perform the assigned tasks, reaching 4 out of 16 targets of the resolution of the District Party Committee in 2022. Despite being affected by the COVID-19 epidemic, the socio-economic situation in Tân Biên District still develops stably. Mr. Thanh Từ Dũ, Secretary of the District Party Committee, Chairman of the People's Council of Tân Biên District, appreciated the efforts of the political system at the grassroots level in performing the assigned tasks in the first quarter of 2022. In the coming time, it is necessary to focus on leading and directing to accelerate the progress of ensuring state budget revenue, accelerate anti-corruption work, construction progress and disbursement of basic construction investment capital, focus on implementing key projects in the district, promoting the new rural construction and while implementing administrative reform. Continue to seriously and drastically implement the instructions of the Central Committee and the Provincial Party Committee to effectively implement the dual goal of both COVID-19 prevention control and socio-economic development.
The audience, the broadcast of operating and expanding Road 7A to 7A4 from the intersection with National Highway 22 to Tân Bình intersection was implemented in 2018. This is one of the important roads of the province in socio-economic development, connecting with neighbor locality. Currently, the units are rushing to build to put into use. However, the issue of ensuring traffic safety during constructions in some sections had not been taken seriously, posing many potential risks to travelers.
According to the regulations on traffic safety during construction, it is mandatory to have warning signs, pillars, reflective ways, warning lights so that traffic participants can observe and ensure safety in the process of moving through these areas. It is the regulation, but currently the operating and expansion of the DT7H4 route at the sections passing through Trung Mít, Gia La and Cầu Khởi commutes are being rushed by constructors. Some sections have been paid for, in which there are still many sections in the process of construction. To widen the road, contractors have used excavators to deeply dig on both sides of the main road corridor to expand, but the work of ensuring traffic safety has not been implemented seriously in the whole route. It is worth mentioning that in many areas, after digging deep holes on both sides of the road, the warning posts are screwed and the reflective lights have not been displayed insufficient, precariously lying on the side of the house. However, most of the pillars are unstable. The nylon weights have been faded over time. The setting of warnings without care whether they will be effective in warning the safety of road participants at dark, rainy and windy nights is what many people worry about. Not stopping there, taking advantage of the deep hole, the contractors unwittingly gather soil, rocks and raptors into high piles to wait for construction. The lack of barriers or be available without care has created jobs for travelers. It would be very dangerous if losing control and rushing into the hole. Except for the extended and operating item on Route 7H4, another item is also being built by contractors in order to shorten the time and take advantage of the old drainage lines in use. Some contractors have baked boxes and poor concrete stuck to the level of the new road surface. However, in some sections after being poured concrete for many days, but reporters only need to use their hands to peel up the solid concrete slab and see the reinforcement inside. In peak hours, the DT7H4 route has a lot of vehicles such as cars, trucks, motorbikes, etc. moving back and forth on the narrow route. On the two sides are vehicles such as steamrollers, bulldozers, and excavators under construction, creating many risks for traffic participants. It is thought that the investor promptly corrects the above situation, closely supervise the contractors to stop the construction, which does not guarantee the safety of traffic for people moving on the DT7H4 route.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thanks for watching and see you next time.